Today's episode of The Forum contains mild and suggestive dialogue and language. Viewer discretion is advised.
LeBron, obviously, there's two teams playing here. You guys playing on one team in the West, and Jamal Murray had a remarkable performance, particularly in the fourth quarter. Just what did you see out of him, and what type of rhythm was he able to find against your guys' defense?
He made shots. He made shots at the end of the clock when we guarded for 24 seconds. He made two big time shots, one over AD, one over myself. Had some mid-range game going, but he had a 3-point shot going in the fourth. It's no surprise to anybody who's done it before. Hate to be on the other side of it, but like I said, I don't feel like we had many breakdowns when he was doing what he was doing. He made shots, and sometimes it's just a make or miss league. I feel like defensively we were really good. They shot 43% for the number one offense in the league. It just sucks that the 5 threes in the fourth definitely killed us.
What would you guys make of the starting lineup adjustment, going back to the starting lineup you guys have been using for most of the second half of the season, and just kind of playing bigger lineups in general tonight?
Really, it doesn't matter at this point who starts, who comes off the bench. It's just about how we can get it done and win a game. That's all that matters.
LeBron, they haven't lost a game at home in the postseason. Neither have you guys. When you include the play-in, you won the last 7. Does that give you guys any more? Is that a benefit for you guys going home knowing you haven't lost a game?
No, we still got to play with the same desperation as we did tonight. We came out with an L, but it doesn't give us any more comfort. You can't go into any postseason game with comfort just because you either haven't lost at home or you're going back home. I think it's even more you got to be on edge, because when you go home, you're getting your own bed, you're around your family, everybody's being cool and jolly and everything. Nah, you got to be even more on edge when you get home. So, we got to understand that going back and being down 0-2. There's no reason for us to get comfortable.
Brown, after these two games, what do you think do you need to improve and keep doing now that you are going home?
I think we improved from game 1 to game 2. And if we can do the same thing from game 2 to game 3, we'll put ourselves in a position to win.
Brian, you've been in this position before and 3 times you've won. From a mental, emotional standpoint, what do you take out of that can be applied, if anything?
What do you take out of it is the fact that this is not the NCAA tournament. It's the first team to 4 wins. And we have an opportunity to go home and play great basketball and home serve. Until the team beats you 4 times, then you always have an opportunity to come out of it. That's the confidence that we should have. And I know it's going to be a tough hill to climb up, but we still have an opportunity to play good basketball and play the best basketball of the series in game 3. And like I said, if we can get better from game 2 like we did tonight to game 3, then we put ourselves in a position to do that.
Darvin, not a typical night efficiency-wise from LeBron and AD. I just wondered if you saw anything in some of the shots they were missing and how that built as the second half went on.
Yeah, we missed some pretty good looks. First of all, respect to them. They did what they were supposed to do, take care of their home floor, held serve. And now it's on us to fill our cups back up and go do what we need to do on our home floor, starting with game 3. That's all we need to be concerned about is game 3. In terms of the efficiency, we were aggressive, came out a whole lot better than we did in game 1. Again, the increments in which we're improving as this series goes on, albeit it's only been 2 games. We did a lot of good things out there tonight. We had some lows that they were able to take advantage of. Did a great job defensively in the first half, majority of the third, and then, kind of got out of rhythm offensively, and they caught fire, and that combination usually leads to your demise. But, proud of our guys. They bounced back. We addressed a lot of things that we said we were going to try to do better. Still got to be better in transition D. But overall, the energy was there, the effort was there, the urgency was there. We just caught a bad stretch.
Games 1 and 2 have been concluded in Denver, Colorado. The Los Angeles Lakers weren't able to even this series at 1 game apiece. Lo and behold, there's still a lot of basketball left to be played. A sense of urgency with this team was displayed. We just couldn't get it done. The Denver Nuggets are in for a rude awakening. It starts tomorrow night in Game 3. The Los Angeles Lakers have won many, many games in the trenches this season. If there's one thing you can't doubt, is this team's character and their fight and their will to win at whatever it takes. The journey comes without trial and error. The quest for a championship is still within play. All it takes is one game, one quarter, and possession at a time. Led by LeBron James, the Lakers still have confidence within themselves. A minor tweak here and there. Who's to say we can't win Game 3? Denver, celebrate your 2 wins, as rightfully so, on your own floor. But you are about to head west to Los Angeles, California. This is the Form, a Los Angeles Lakers podcast, exclusively on the GRYD Network. As the lights start to dim, grab your seat, get comfortable, enjoy the complimentary snacks and beverages as you come in at the door. Please make sure that your phones are on silent or do not disturb as our motion picture is playing. Without further ado, Laker Nation, you know the vibes. Lake Show, let's go. And now for our feature presentation. Good morning, Laker Nation. Happy Friday. Welcome to another episode of The Forum, a Los Angeles Lakers podcast, right here on the GRYD Network. Dare to be different, enter the GRYD. Your new leaders in digital media, sports, and entertainment. My name is Patrick L. Brown, the host of this phenomenal podcast. And if you're a first-time listener, welcome. I greatly appreciate you taking time out of your day to listen to the show, wherever you may be on your podcast app or even on the YouTube channel. Be sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to the GRYD at Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and the YouTube channel. The page is expanding. The network is growing as we speak. Please tell a friend to tell a friend, tell your best friend, your bestie, whomever it may be. Tell them about the GRYD because we got some phenomenal content creators over there. Shout out to all the guys over there. Hope you all are having a great Friday. I don't know about y'all, but where do I start? As I said at the beginning of the trailer, mild language and strong dialogue will be used today in this episode, so viewer discretion is advised. I would try to stay as calm as possible, but a lot to dive into recapping games 1 and 2. A sense of urgency. Denver in their feelings. Really? They're in their feelings. I'll elaborate on that. We can't escape Denver's nightmare offense with Jamal Murray and Nikola Jokic. We'll elaborate on that for a little bit. Get you guys ready for Game 3 tomorrow night at the Crypto.com Arena. Please check your local listings for times and whatnot. I don't know about y'all, but I've had a few hours to digest the first 2 games. And all I can say is I don't know how this team feels after the 2 games they played in Denver. I want to ask the fans this. How are y'all feeling after the 2 games in which we played them relatively close? The reason I'm asking is, what's your confidence level in this team going in tomorrow night's Game 3 and the season being on the line and backs against the wall? A lot of the Denver Nugget fans were celebrating last night like they really won something. Rightfully so. They was acting like the series was over with. It's 2 games. First one of 4 wins. Their level of confidence is through the roof because of the simple fact that they beat the Lakers 2 games on their home court, which they did what they were supposed to do. Now as the shoe is on our foot, going back home to Los Angeles and try to win Game 3 and get ready for Game 4 Monday night. As I always say, 1 game, 1 quarter, and possession at a time. Game 1, AD was pretty dominant. 40 points. But what really got us in Game 1 was when Denver out-rebounded us. I said going into this series that crashing the boards and living in the paint was going to be key into beating the Denver Nuggets. Because Jokic don't like to play no defense. Jamal Murray got his. And boy, did he get his in Game 2. Game 1, considering how great the Nuggets played, they squandered the lead. And we nearly came back and won them. But when great teams find a way to win at the end, the outcome is different. We exerted all the energy in Game 1. The sense of urgency and fast start in Game 2 was on display. But the third quarter in Game 2, that was the turning point of the game. The Lakers couldn't stop the firepower which Jamal Murray had. He went off. The defense was about as good as you can get it. But we was still playing from behind. You exert all the energy onto the defensive side of the ball. Yes, you're going to get worn down at the end. You have to be conditioned. And we knew going into Denver, the thin altitude was going to play a factor. Advantage Denver. But we led through 2.5 quarters in Game 2 and still couldn't overcome Denver's nightmarish offense. We couldn't do it. Reason I'm saying that is, you know how much I preach defense still matters in basketball. Denver's feeling themselves right now. We, on the other hand, know that we can hang with them. A stop here and a stop there. It's a totally different ball game. That's how close these 2 games have been, y'all. A stop here. But one thing that pisses me off is when AD shooting a 3-pointer with 18 seconds left on the shot clock and misses. Really, AD? 18 seconds left on the shot clock, and you jack up a three and it bricks. Come on, man. LeBron, you're not Steph. Please stop shooting three-pointers. Please stop. Get down low and bang. Draw the contact. That's an advantage for us. AD, be more aggressive. I know you're trying to guard Jokic and keep up with Murray, but if we can just have one more flipping stop. One more. We got ourselves a series going back to LA tied 1 game apiece. There's not much more that I can say that's already been said. This team, everything it's been through, the Lakers that is, this season teeters on game 3 tomorrow night. For what it's worth, that 15-1 run hurt the Lakers. It kicked our asses. Pardon my language, but I put the disclaimer in there. That's how I see the game through the highlights that I watched. That 15-1 run kicked our asses. We couldn't stop it. Regardless of how good the defense was, they caught fire and they didn't look back. Jamal Murray, sensational in the fourth quarter. Jokic out running in the half court, dishing it left and right. Michael Porter Jr. getting shots. KCP, former Laker, getting his. They put on a show in the fourth quarter and we could not weather the storm until it got late. By then, it was almost too little, too late. Regardless of how you look at it. As a team, it's not time to get comfortable. It's not time to get complacent. Denver's coming in feeling themselves. Yeah, they got their swagger. I'll elaborate more on them here shortly. But one thing's for sure, regardless of how you look at it, it's only been decided by less than 5 points. If you do the math, we lost game 1 by 6, and then we lose game 2 by 5. Altogether, it's 11 points. You take 11 points divided by 2, and you get, let's see here, 11 divided by 2, 5.5 points. 5.5 points. Like I said, 2 possessions. That's all it is. The Nuggets haven't done anything spectacular other than catch fire. But sooner or later, those miracle shots will not fall. We got to take care of home court. We have to play physical with Jamal Murray. I said it in the last series when we were playing Golden State. Physicality matters in basketball. It matters. I want to see some physical play. How bad do you want it? You either got it or you don't. Rest assured, LeBron James will be arriving to the Crypto.com arena 1 o'clock Pacific time before the game starts to get his work in. That's become a routine for him to get there early before the game for all the players and staff show up. He knows what's at stake. He's been through this time and time again in his career. Down 0-2, down 2-1, whatever the case may be, one thing's for sure, we have one of the best leaders in all of basketball in LeBron James. I believe he's going to set the tone early, and everybody else is going to follow. AD's going to be able to focus on defense, but he's got to take it up. He's got to be more aggressive than before. If he's focused on defense and he's engaged, and I'll say this time and time again, if he's engaged on defense, the offense will come. It'll flow. Rui Hachimura has been a godsend. Thank you, Washington. Thank you, Washington Wizards, because we have a diamond in the rough. Rui was spectacular last night. Couldn't miss until he missed his first shot. He started, 7 for 7? Until he missed his first shot. Austin Reeves has got to find his shot. D'Lo found his, but where the hell was Jared Vanderbilt when Denver was on this run? I asked that question, Coach Ham. Where was Vando at? We could have put him in Vando's vault. That's the one matchup and one player we need to take away outside of Jokic. Somebody on the court other than 27 and 15 beat us. That's going to be the key point indicator. We gotta play physical. I don't know how many more times I gotta say it. Don't know how many times I'm gonna have to say it. I'll say it because defense still matters in basketball. You can score 100 points, but if you give up 100 with bad defense, something is wrong. Credit, they're the number one offense in the league. We're the number one defense. We will get clamped up and clamped down on the Nuggets. It's just a matter of a tweak here and a tweak there. Like LeBron said, you've seen improvements from game 1 to game 2. You take what you did in game 2 into game 3, and hopefully we can come on the victorious side of things. Moving on to LeBron James's 3-point shooting. It has been little to be desired. I honestly do not know how this team has been able to stay afloat. A sense of urgency for tomorrow night. A sense of urgency with this team from the start, from the jump. Get going early. Be physical. Let them know you are going to impose your will and you're going to have to work for every shot. No ifs, ands, or buts. This is one of the reasons why it was important for us to at least win one of those games in Denver. It was very important. We were unable to accomplish that. But the sense of urgency has to be beyond the Richter scale right now. It all starts on the defensive side of the ball. Defense, defense, defense. The urgency for this team will be on full display. Home crowd, everything else in between. But at the end of the day, you know what it is. We have to be aggressive. If we get physical and let them know we're not here for their BS and their bull jive. The quest for 18 is still much in play. The first team to 4 wins. But you know how that story goes. The media's ready to write the narrative that the Lakers can't win at all. I got news for you. LeBron James will lead this team. AD, please be physical. Austin Reeves, do what you do. D'Lo, Vando, if Mo Bamba was able to play, we could sure use him right now. At the end of the day, we know what we need to do, Laker Nation. Nuggets, be prepared. It's a war. Rest assured, the battle is not over. We get out of that thin air. You got to come to sunny California. Is the stage going to be too big for y'all? Are you ready? Because y'all sure as hell acting like y'all really done something. And you ain't done shit. Excuse my language. But now we're getting into the dialogue of the whole episode today. The dialogue. The mild, strong dialogue. Segueing into the Denver Nuggets and them being in their feelings. I thought my jokes were bad. Yep, joke's on y'all. You're mad because the media's talking about the Lakers and not y'all because you won the first 2 games. This is Los Angeles. City of stars, city of angels, palm trees, and lots of sunshine. You don't hear nobody saying, let's go to Denver for vacation. Only thing is to go to Denver for is the aquarium. You got your basketball team. You got the Rockies, the baseball team. You got the lowly Broncos country. Let's ride. Yep. You got your mile high and you got your thin altitude. The media ain't gonna cover y'all. Seriously? I mean, you got Yoke and Murray. That's about it. Got solid role players. What, you want a camera in your face 24/7? You want the media all up in your business every move you make? It comes with territory. Comes with territory. You don't hear nobody saying year in and year out the Nuggets are a title contender. Only the media pundits who want to throw shade at the Lakers, which is natural. It's natural shade being a Lakers fan. And it's even more natural shade whenever you're a LeBron James fan. But, you know what? I think it's funny. You're whining and crying and you're up 2-0. If we were up 2-0, hey, you can have all the press coverage you want. Because the narrative will be, well, can Nikola Jokic, the 2-time league MVP, lead the Nuggets past the Lakers in Game 3 and keep this series afloat? We ain't hearing that. We're the bigger brand. Bigger team. Everybody wants to hear about the Lakers, regardless if it's positive or it's negative. If the Nuggets, if you're the team that you say you are, number 1 offense in the league, Murray, Jokic, Coach Mike Malone, Michael Porter Jr., you know, the squad, the crew, we gonna find out over these next 2 games. All it takes is 1 game to keep this series going. And we will be ready. Will y'all be ready? That's all I'm asking. Denver, you can stay in your feelings. Jamal Murray saying ain't nobody talking about them, and that just fuels them more, and it'll be even bittersweet when y'all win the chip. First of all, you ain't got to the finals yet. Secondly, first team to 4 wins. Yeah, you've had a nice little postseason run. I get that. But you sound like a bunch of whiny little kids on a playground that's not getting their way because another kid on the playground is getting more attention than you are. Well, you keep that same energy. Y'all keep talking like you really done something, and you haven't. Last time I checked, as the late Nipsey Hussle once said, Lakers are 17-time champions. Most recent title came in 2020. We beat y'all in the Western Conference Finals down in Orlando, which everybody said it was a bubble championship. It didn't matter because it was a neutral court. Can we finally put that to rest? That we won that title upright, regardless of the circumstances. It's not our fault that the Flippers checked out mentally. The Blazers fanned out. You know, 2020, I know that seems like ancient because, you know, that's the way the media looks at it. Well, you know, there was no fans in the stands, and it was the perfect setting, a perfect storm for what happened in 2020. What's said and done is done. This is a new day. But the media will always hold that over the Lakers franchise. But when we can put it all together, after a season of turmoil, trial and triumph and turnaround. By Lakers standards, this has been a pretty successful season. But everybody wants to have that natural shade to throw at the Lakers, regardless of how you look at it. There's always going to be that dark cloud that hangs over this franchise. They can't stand it. Purple and gold, movie stars, entertainers. The late Dr. Jerry Buss built an empire. Basketball was meant to be entertaining in his eyes. You hear nobody saying, let's go to Denver and watch a basketball game? Oh, only you want to go see Jokic, that's fine. But what's crazy is, I think there's more Laker fans in the stands than was Nuggets fans. What does that tell you, Denver? What does that tell you? You should be ashamed of yourselves. You're not a loyal fan base. You only root for the team when it's good, but then you disappeared when the team was bad. Where was all y'all at before Jokic got there? Where you had a squad with Melo and AI and Birdman and J.R. Smith, Kenyon Martin. Where's y'all at then? Hello? Nuggets fans, are you listening? Are you there? Hello? Anybody at the door? Anybody going like, oh, you wasn't there? How you gonna invite somebody to your house and you ain't even there to open up the door? Really? Seriously? You can stay in your feelings. It doesn't matter to me. Because I'm going to sit back in my humble loft. And I am going to enjoy what the remaining of this series. But rest assured, you can only ride on the high horse for so long until you get knocked off. And then I'll come back and say, the joke is on you. In the words of the late Heath Ledger in his iconic role of the Joker in my favorite all-time Batman movie, The Dark Knight. Here we go. Game 3 tomorrow night at the Crypto.com Arena in Los Angeles, California. It's going to be a very tense game. It's going to be a very, very, very tight game. If the first two games were anything like we're going to get tomorrow night, I just hope my Lakers are on the long end of the stick. That we're able to come away with the W and get ready for game 4. Make our adjustments and move on. This is what we need to do. Laker Nation, make sure you wear your purple and gold. I'm sure the guys will be wearing the white jerseys tomorrow night, the Sunday whites, which they will probably wear. All white jerseys with the purple lettering and trim and numbers. It's going to be a sense of urgency. Sense of urgency. But rest assured, we'll be ready, Denver. Don't worry. We'll leave the key under the doormat for you. Psych! You don't get no keys to the under the doormat. I just thought I'd put that in there for general conversation, just kind of keep it flowing. But in the meantime, we are going to move on into a very... If you've been listening to my show past several episodes, you know how important mental health is to me. I say that because this is Mental Health Awareness Month. And those who are listening, you know where I'm going with it. If you know of anybody who needs help with their mental health, you can help them by leading them to your local healthcare provider and trying to get the resources that you need. But at the end of the day, you have to do what's necessary to take care of your mental health. As someone that is a recovering patient, I wear wristbands on both of my wrists every day when I'm at work. It's a reminder to tell me where I've been and how much further I need to go. Mental health is very crucial in our lives. The brain can't function without a healthy body, vice versa. You got to have a healthy mind in order to make sure you have a healthy body. It is the computer. It tells the body what to do. And if it's got a malfunction somewhere, it's going to let the rest of the body know that something's not right. If you know of anyone in your inner circle or in your family that may be dealing with anxiety, depression, or even suicidal, please have them to seek treatments. It's okay to not be okay. I know I get on my show, I crack a few jokes in between segments, bring some entertainment and enlightenment and the knowledge to the best of my ability. But at the end of the day, I'm a human being just like the rest of you. I have raw feelings and emotions. It's the humanistic side of things which have made me realize that I'm far from perfect. I have my flaws. I just know how to navigate through them without being too emotional about it. If you're working a job and you know you're not feeling well, please get with your human resources director and ask about the employment assistance program. Those resources that they can give you that can keep you afloat. You can talk to your HR representative and have them to sign you up, whatever the case may be, for EAP. I believe all employers offer it. There's all sorts of resources through your employer. But always know it's okay to have those mental health days. If you need time away to regroup and to reflect, even take a day so you can go see your therapist. Do all you can to make sure you're in a safe space, mentally, emotionally, intimately, spiritually, and physically. I believe in my heart of hearts that the more dialogue that we have, the better off we'll be. With this being Mental Health Awareness Month, I will continue to use my platform and voice to encourage and inspire others to open up about their mental health. There are days that I often don't feel like myself. Yes, I can distance myself from people in order to recalibrate and refocus. At the end of the day, I'm a human being just like everyone else. Sometimes I bottle up my emotions and I fight through them. But I've come to realization that self-care is very important. It's important to have a self-care routine. I'm a very honest open and transparent individual. I just call it like I see it. I just say what I need to say and I don't take it back. That's where my mindset is. Because growing up, I've been dealing with this since I was 5 years old. Anxiety, depression. I'm not afraid of admitting that. People may look at me and side-eye me, but just because I deal with mental illnesses, that does not mean I'm different from anybody else. Because that could be someone in your family. That could be someone in your inner circle who's struggling with mental illnesses and they don't have an outlet. Always know that you are loved, valued, and appreciated. Every day you wake up and open your eyes and your feet hit the floor is a blessed day. You have a roof over your head, clothes on your back, shoes on your feet, and food on your refrigerator. There's people out there who don't have that. They're the ones that you see that may be sleeping on cardboard boxes, under bridges. They've lost all hope, but they're still alive. Mental health is a real issue in our society. Regardless of who you are, your race, gender, background, beliefs, whatever the case may be, we all have mental health issues. Some people hide from them. Some people fight through them. And most people just disappear. Generational after generational illnesses goes back. It's something we can't quite get over. It's a daily struggle and it's progress in motion. As long as you progress and make strides, you've done pretty good. But it takes time. You don't build a house in one day, but you can build your mental health over time. You can repair it. Going to therapy is cool. If you don't think going to therapy is cool, I pray that you will seek the help that you need. But you have to start somewhere. The first admission in recovery is saying, I have a problem. Regardless if it's drug addiction, any kind of addiction, the first step is, yes, I have a problem. Mental health is the same way. It's okay to cry. Fellas, it's okay to shed a tear. That doesn't make you that much less of a man. Ladies, it's okay to cry as well. Because deep down inside, everyone is a warrior, regardless of how you look at it. Yes, we've been through some trauma. Yes, we've been through all the abuse. We fought battles in silence that nobody knows about. In order to become the best version of yourself, you have to take baby steps. Baby faith. One step at a time. One foot in front of the other. Nevertheless, you have to be strong-willed to say, yes, I need help with my mental health. It's very important for those who are listening, regardless if you're a first-time listener or a follower of my show. I tend to end the show with this sentiment. Please check on your loved ones. Check on those who are in your inner circle. Those you consider brothers and sisters, like family. Check on them. If it's just a simple text or a phone call. At least you know you went out and checked on them. Because this society is rough. We see what's going on in America. Gun violence. Black on black crime. racism, trauma, everything that's going on in our society plays a role in our mental health. A whole lot can be avoided, but it's just the casualties in which we experience it. There comes a point in time you have to take a break from social media because it becomes overwhelming. I do that from time to time. And with me being a college student, I have to keep up what's going on in the world most of the time so I can at least try to have a group discussion of some sort. With me being a podcaster, I've got to keep up what's going on in sports, along with what's going on in pop culture, which is something I love to do. I love to follow. But everything that's going on in our society, just be careful how much of it you consume. Yes, people love their social media, but there also comes a time when you could take that 15, 20 minutes that you spend on social media surfing and get a few minutes of sunshine, taking walks, clearing the mind of any negative energy or thoughts. Because we all need that. 60 minutes of sunshine a day is good for our mental health. Whether you go outside and read a book, take your walk, go fishing, go rollerblading, play basketball, whatever the case may be, 60 minutes of sunshine is good for your mental health. For me, I try to get outside for a few minutes. I go and light my incense and permeate the back and front yards with positive energies and vibes. That way anybody that walks up and down the street, it's a safe haven. Even the birds and the squirrels that run around, they too know when it's a safe haven. They like to come and hang out in the front yard. That just lets me know that I'm doing my job and creating a safe space. Even as I go to sleep, it's a safe haven. I go to sleep with hardly anything to worry about. Because once my meds kick in and the permeation from the incense that I lit prior to going to bed, I sleep very deep. So do all you can to take care of yourself. Laker Nation, take time out from social media. Go outside and enjoy that sunny weather in California if you can. Even if wherever you may be, 60 minutes a day is good for your mental health. That is all the time I have for today's show. Be sure that you like, share, comment, and subscribe to The Grid on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, and even our YouTube channel. Be sure to check out the Grid webpage and get your merch. We got all kinds of merch available. T-shirts, long sleeve t-shirts, dog bandanas, coffee mugs, teddy bears for the kids, onesies for your toddlers, all the content creators. Merchandise is available on the Grid webpage. My merch should be coming here soon. This week. Yeah, I had to reorder mine because mine got lost. But it happens. Have a great Friday, Laker Nation. Have a great weekend. Enjoy the game on Saturday. And be sure to be on the lookout for more Lakers episodes coming to the Grid. Do all you can. Do all you can to support the Lakers on Saturday night and Monday night. The schedule looks as if I will probably do another episode probably Sunday. Get you ready for Game 4. That is the plan at the moment. But make sure you got the notifications on. So anytime the episodes from my show, The Forum, and also check out my other podcast, Chaotic, which I'm on a mental health series right now. And check out the other content creators over there as well. Anytime an episode is uploaded, you'll get a notification on the app, on the YouTube channel. This is Patrick L. Brown signing off. Be sure to take care of yourselves. Have a great weekend. Stay safe. God bless. One love from yours truly. Peace out.
It's just I can feel the fans. I can feel that. I think we do as a team, and we want to repay them with the win.
The energy they gave us, we just try to reciprocate that by playing the game at a high level.
And we just fed off the energy of the crowd. Like I said, they've been waiting for a long time to be in the situation. We've been waiting for a long time to have them in this situation, and we're going to need them again.